As dawn breaks over Hanoi, the city stirs to life with a quiet determination. The first rays of sun tint the misty air that hangs above the intricate patchwork of rooftops, ancient temples, and winding alleyways. Before the streets fill with the cacophony of motorbikes and the chatter of vendors, a gentle stillness lingers. Roosters signal the approach of morning, and somewhere, a neighbor's radio hums softly with familiar Vietnamese melodies, an unspoken soundtrack to the unfolding day. Within a modest apartment on the third floor of a narrow building, Lan awakens to the growing light filtering through bamboo blinds. She stretches, taking a deep breath of the fragrant air tinged with blooming lilies from the balcony garden and the ever-present aroma of pho simmering in distant kitchens. It's 6 o'clock, a sacred hour for many Hanoians, one that belongs to themselves before the city's full momentum is unleashed. Lan slips into her slippers and makes her way softly down the echoing stairwell, careful not to wake the neighbors. On the street, elders are already gathered in parks and on sidewalks, practicing Tai Chi or engaging in animated conversation over steaming cups of green tea. Tiny plastic stools spill onto the pavement, occupied by early risers in conical hats discussing the day's news, children weaving between them on their way to school. She exchanges smiles and nods as she passes, feeling the unspoken connection of a shared routine. Her first stop is the familiar pho stall at the corner of Hang Back Street. The owner, Mrs. Hoa, has been ladling bowls of herbal-infused broth for decades. The steam carries notes of star anise, cinnamon, and charred ginger. Lan finds comfort in the ritual, carefully choosing fresh herbs, squeezing a wedge of lime, and savoring each slurp of noodles. Around her, morning regulars read newspapers or scroll through their phones, their laughter and conversation forming a gentle hum that mingles with the clatter of chopsticks. By 7, the city's tempo has quickened. Streets are now a mosaic of school uniforms, street vendors balancing baskets of fruit on bamboo poles, and an endless stream of motorcycles weaving with a practiced ease. Lan threads her way through the crowd, sidestepping puddles from a recent evening rain, the air cool against her face. She takes a shortcut through a narrow alley, an entire universe compressed within a few meters, where residents tend to potted orchids, and the scent of incense from a tiny sunlit shrine lingers. Arriving at her workplace, an unassuming building nestled between a colonial-era facade and a bustling flower market, Lan settles behind her desk. Office life in Hanoi is a careful balance of diligence and community. The aroma of fresh café da, Vietnamese iced coffee, drifts through the room as colleagues share morning greetings and exchange snacks of sticky rice or mung bean pastries. The rhythm is punctuated by phone calls, the soft clack of keyboards, and the occasional laughter as news, both trivial and important, is passed from one desk to another. Lunch is a communal affair. Lan and her co-workers descend to a nearby bun cha eatery, where charcoal-grilled pork sizzles and smoke dances above outdoor grills. They sit on low stools bathed in midday sunlight, sharing stories over heaps of fresh herbs and delicate rice noodles. The meal is loud, lively, and nourishing, not only to the body, but to the bonds between friends and colleagues. Afterward, some retreat for a midday nap, a cherished tradition that recharges the mind and spirit in the face of Hanoi's afternoon heat. As the sun arcs overhead, the city morphs again. Afternoon is the domain of entrepreneurs and artisans, vendors weaving through traffic, cyclists balancing towering stacks of woven baskets, street performers captivating children in the shade of ancient trees. Lan's path home takes her past the serene Hoan Kiem Lake, where joggers trace the water's edge beneath the shade of centuries-old trees. Turtle Tower stands silent in the shimmering reflection, a testament to Hanoi's ability to blend the old with the new. Back in her neighborhood, Lan stops by her favorite market. Here, commerce and neighborliness blur. Vendors greet her by name, tempting with lychees, dragon fruit, or the bright green of morning glory vegetables. Bargaining is performed with laughter, ritual, and familiarity, a dance passed down through generations. The market's chatter is set against the rhythmic chopping of knives and the sweet, sharp tang of fresh herbs and fish sauce that fills the air. Evening approaches, and the city shifts again. The golden hour casts amber light on the French colonial buildings, their shuttered windows open to catch the whispers of a cooling breeze. Lanterns flicker to life in alleyways, and the air sparkles with anticipation. Lan joins her family for dinner at home, a meal of sticky rice, piles of sautéed greens, crispy spring rolls, and tender stewed pork, all accompanied by stories and laughter. Dinner is not merely about eating. It's an act of connection, a time to reflect and dream together. As night falls, Hanoi transforms into a tapestry of lights, colors, and sounds. The night market comes alive, vendors displaying their wares beneath strings of glowing bulbs. Young couples stroll the walking streets near the lake, street musicians enchant passers-by with soulful melodies, and children dart between visitors with sticky sweets clasped in tiny hands. The old quarter hums with energy, a blend of tradition and modernity, of nostalgia and forward-looking hope. Later, Lan sips jasmine tea on her balcony, watching the city wind down. Far below, a final wave of vendors packs away their carts, and the city settles into quieter rhythms. The distant tolling of a pagoda bell is both an end and a beginning, a reminder of the cyclical, steadfast pulse of Hanoi. In the deepening silence of the night, the city's stories unfurl, each resident living 1,000 moments woven together into the fabric of Hanoi. It's here, among bustling streets, time-honored traditions, and the unwavering spirit of its people, that life unfolds day after day in all its beauty, resilience, and ever-evolving grace.